over here in the upper left in the red. He is
GNL Green Wings SOS, Kim Yoo-jin.
And in the bottom right, picking a map rarely played on.
Samsung Galaxy Khan Shine, Lee Young-han.
I'm really interested what his strategy will be for these positions, because these are the far ones. I would imagine Shine would prefer the close ones, even though that makes Protoss timing attacks very strong as well. But like, what is his plan here? I don't know. And the thing is, you do have to remember that even though this guy is so cheesy and you always expect to do something weird and crazy, he did qualify for Code S by beating Flash on Frost in a straight-up ZVT macro game. So this guy can actually play a macro game.
You know, that's what
which is very new, because in StarCraft 1 he absolutely could not.
This is actually quite interesting because it goes to show you why he's scary, is even if he doesn't play what he's known to play, that weird out there style, he's actually still fine.
Yeah.
He still understands how the normal game operates.
Not the absolute best at it, but very good. So maybe he's going to go for like a normal game here. Maybe he has some crazy strategy planned. I'm not really so sure.
Oh, hello.
Good old SOS.
Not even an attempt to hide that, by the way.
Yeah,
He just walked right by
That's to draw drones down more than anything, I think. Checks it out. Shine isn't taking the bait. And SOS is a master of this.
Well, it's smart. I mean, so many Zergs have pulled so many probes, or drones, rather.
I think I would make the cannons. If he has 300 minerals, if you make 2 cannons with like a good amount of surface area blocked off, by the time the drones get there, you can have enough minerals for a pylon as well.
I think that might be what he's doing.
He's doing it. He queued him. He queued him. Oh, his minerals just came back. But he had him queued there as he was going down. Okay, there they are. And, like... I mean, if he just closes off a little bit of surface area there, I think he's fine. 6 lings.
This is like a very good understanding of just timing here from SOS. That he's like, well, he's not going to attack it, so if I just bank my minerals, bam, 2 cannons.
Yeah, it's like really smart. Of course, he could have like gotten his gateway faster, but he took the risk because Shine didn't want to send any drones. He was being greedy there. The thing is, he didn't see the pylon, but you see the probe go past like that, you've got to consider that there could be one. Well, this is kind of funny, isn't it?
Yeah. This is pretty cute. Baneling's Nest coming here. So we got to see how well SOS is going to be walled off from here. This hatchery is getting pretty low, and that Spinecrawler's at about half health. I mean, he has to basically jump in there and try to draw that cannon fire or something. Pylon's a little bit farther out, but I think no matter what, he just loses this hatch. You can see he's making like a safety cannon here. He might not even let that finish. And from here, I think it's going to be a one-base Baneling all in.
Yeah. This is kind of a weird series. Like, the amount that Shine is being smashed by these cannon rushes is not something I think I expected.
Well, you know what's interesting about it is that SOS definitely identified what his opponent Shine likes to do. He's like, well, I'm just going to cheese the cheeser. The cheeser is going to become the cheesy.
The cheese-eed.
And by cheese-eed, I mean his build is even
cheesy too easy.
Lemon squeezy.
Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. Ro32. We're not quite warmed up yet, man. We've had some weird games here so far. Okay, so he is like
he needs another pylon.
Blockading everything here. Yeah, he does. This
will bash pylons, but yeah, see, he needs another one there. Really, I think.
Okay, he can actually.
Well, I guess he actually doesn't, huh? And actually, we didn't have additional gas really mined here from Shine, so Shine just is not breaking this. It's like, well, I'll get
he's going to go for the forge.
May as well, right? Force more buildings and stuff. Force him to use some force fields.
Looks like he wants to try it. Okay, he's actually going to wall in up here now. All he has to do is basically survive this.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my God.
Well, that was definitely a bit of a mistake. Mothership Core is on the way. Yeah, those Speedlings could do some real damage, especially since he's going to morph in some Banelings over here.
Yeah, this is a nice move here.
Yeah, that was.
You know, I didn't expect him. I didn't expect to let SOS excuse me, to let him in here, but
yeah, he ran out of force field, so he was like trying to block there with his sentries, but the way the force field was, he couldn't quite get them into place. So the Lings got right in.
By the way, it's now 27 drones to 19 probes here. So
yeah,
I mean, Shine is bending his way back into an advantage now. Granted, there are still those cannons. Are actually the cannons still there at the expansion? I believe they are.
No, you got rid of them with the spine. I think maybe one is still there, but it's unpowered or something like that.
Well, losing these sentries. Is
oh my God! I can't believe you got that last one.
Oh yeah, he was 2 Lings there, man. Yeah.
It looked like 2 Lings, not 3. So
yeah, he definitely got it. I mean, nicely done. That's a lot of gas lost.
Yeah, 300.
That's a lot of gas lost.
This is kind of a funny one.
Got these 3 awkward gates over here now.
2's company, 3's a crowd, man. You can't get out of that wall. Well, I guess that Shine's in the lead after all this.
Yeah.
The thing is that Cannon Rush couldn't have really been better.
If he had actually held the Baneling attack a little bit cleaner, it looks like he was okay with the Forge dying.
If the Lings hadn't gotten in.
Yeah, if the Lings had not gotten in, we'd be singing to a different tune here. But now, despite SOS's really cool and initially effective opening, Shine has forced his way back and is actually a pretty serious threat here. Now, Shine is on 2 bases that are pretty disjointed and is now getting a Roach Warren and a Lair, which I'd say is a little bit quicker than I would have expected.
Yeah, the Lair
I thought he was going to... yeah, Roach Warren's fine, but the Lair in combination with the Roach Warren makes me wonder, is he going to go for maybe a Nidus network? Or something weird like that?
You know, he could go for a Nidus network, especially considering in a game like this, first off, he's going to be able to scout very well because his opponent's so slowed down. And if your opponent isn't going Stargate here, then, you know, that's... The Nidus Worm can go ahead and take on an island for you even, which is going to be very hard to attack. Maybe. Maybe Tasteless. I mean, he has a lot of options just because he is so far ahead. Maybe just getting Roach Speed and Burrow or something like that. Make sure he can't die to any little timing attacks coming out of SOS.
I guess he might want to do that just because of the extra gates at the front. I mean, you already have him. Maybe SOS's mindset is I might as well use him. Although, you know, knowing SOS, that's not necessarily what he might do.
Yeah.
He did spot that infestation pit.
And that's a very fast infestation pit off 2 bases.
Yeah, incredibly fast.
I'm wondering what his plan is with this. Like, is he going to just grab Fungal? Like, he couldn't be going to Hive, right? What would he be doing Hive for? Like, quick Viper?
Nothing that I can think of to go to. he harpoons his sentries out. Aha!
I mean, I guess he could go 2-base Swarm Host, but that's like a pretty weak strategy, generally speaking. Maybe because he's done so much economic damage to SOS, he feels like that's a good strat.
He might have like a really fine-tuned timing that works for this. No, he's actually just going to get his 3rd here.
I thought that the Spine Crawler had taken those out. Huh.
Okay, well that actually might explain a lot more why he had the buildings there.
Yeah.
I thought the Spine had gotten rid of that too.
Okay, so he is going Swarm Host off 2-base. Hard to actually support that with anything because Swarm Hosts are so expensive.
This is a sad day. Is this just not... All right.
Just barely gets it. All right. Anyways, now we know what happens when
actually,
4 sentries...
you know, if the Overseer's killed while morphing, I think you still get the minerals back and the gas back?
Generally for upgrades you do, but
I was wondering
no, actually you wouldn't. He did cancel that. You wouldn't for the morph.
Sure. It's not for the morph, right?
Yeah, just for actual upgrades.
Okay.
All right, so we do have Colossus Tech on the way, plus the Twilight. And now that he's at 46 probes, I would say that this Swarm Host Tech isn't really going to do too much to him. Like I feel like this game is inevitably going to go extremely long.
You know, it's also a game that neither of these guys have gotten to practice in these spots, really, you know?
Yeah. Wow, that Overlord sitting right there to see this probe come in.
Peekaboo. Oh, he jumps the creep. Is he going to get... No, he's not going to get the Nexus up. That's annoying. He's got to make like a cannon there.
Oh, and the Roach is coming in trying to pick off some sentries here.
This is just a bad move. All right, he needs to get out. There he goes.
It was a nice little move there by Shine, though, to come in with the flank, trying to kill off any sentries he possibly can. But these Swarm Hosts are not going to be able to end this game. Like, in fact, if he walks across the map, that might be one of the worst ideas, just because the creep is going to take a long time to get up there. So he can't really retreat.
I think like, SOS's rhythm has been really set off here.
Yeah, it certainly has. But look at this. He's got the Warp Prism, which is a great counter to low econ Stormhost play. Or any Stormhost play, really, but especially here because all the units are across the map. So this is likely to do quite a bit of damage. And in the meantime, like, his units going across the map, like, is that scary right there? I don't think so. You just delay for additional costs.
And now the Warp Prisms are coming up here and probably going to go for this expansion. There's a chance SOS could maybe try to push out and try to get these... is he going to finish? Okay, barely gets those Zealots out.
Nice targeting there by Shine to take out the Warp Prism.
Yep.
Definitely could have been.
I was worried, is he going to be able to get over here to these Swarm Hosts while his opponent's being kept busy? I mean, I think he might even get the hatch in the main. I think, actually, SOS is handling this much better. I mean, we have the Roaches coming up here now. Now, this is Colossus stopping on the force field.
Pretty good force fields.
Yeah. So far, you know, SOS with really nice handling. You have to look at the Zerg supply, though. Zerg is getting way ahead here, up by about 10 workers and just a bigger army supply as well.
That is true, but he is down to 2 base once again with a tech that requires a lot of money to actually make work.
You know, in a way, it's almost a blessing for SOS that Nexus was denied at that base at the bottom left, because he definitely had enough minerals to warp in the Zealots due to that attack.
That was a very important harassment there.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, Shine has really not done anything with that attack that he did, so... Again, kind of pointing towards the fact that this strategy on 2 base is not the most powerful. Now he's just kind of walking around with a group of roaches, and now that Blink is done, SOS really kind of dominating the map.
All right, SOS now pushing forward here. And let's see what he can do with this. Not a lot of sentries with him here, and this is a good number of roaches. Actually, going to be from the side. Ooh. Nice time warp there.
Oh, really good force fields as well.
Yeah, really able to, you know, lock off the roaches from the Colossi now.
He dealt with that really well. That was actually a very nice move from Shine as well. Without force fields there, he may have potentially gotten some Colossi, but anyways, he is going up into the Spire at the moment, getting his 3rd base up once again. Looks like SOS is getting ready to take his 3rd as well.
Yeah. SOS very far away from home right now. I think the Mothership Core does have enough for another recall. Oh, is there no Mothership Core with it now? Oh, there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
He used to time warp a moment ago, but okay.
Yeah, he does have enough.
Yeah.
And that's the thing you got to bear in mind here, because this is an army that's far away from home. It's pretty hard for Protoss to even do what SOS is doing, to basically apply pressure on the farthest spots possible on a map.
Yeah. As we've seen, it's been like really fancy force fields and reasonable blinks that have kept his army alive.
And not even an abundance of the force fields, just really good force fields when he plants it.
Yeah. And we do have this little roach counterattack going to be cleaned up here eventually.
Fail force field. That was a fail field, man.
Yeah.
You know, the roaches again just being pushed back here. I gotta say, Zerg should have a lot more units out here. He's got a lot of money in the bank, but he's not really been able to keep up with production. Unless I'm mistaken, he's banking for something. I don't know what that would be.
The Spire just finished.
Excuse me. Spire just finished. That's what it was.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to get quite a few mutas out here, but
I don't know how effective.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I don't know how effective that would be.
Does he have to base trade here?
Zerg, perhaps. I mean, if he gets close to where the Swarm Hosts are, I think he does. And it looks like Zerg will stop the Protoss from getting the 4th.
Oh man, Shine's army is so weak in an actual
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Really bad to lose those Swarm Hosts. It looks like he might lose all but 1 here, too.
Well,
and it's just going to be a base trade. Okay, now Zerg could still make a lot more mutas. SOS, though, splitting pretty well. Nidus Network's coming down now. This is going to be one of those games, guys, that we rarely get to cast.
That's right, the base trade coming up. But you know what? If he just warps home, and there he is.
Yep.
That kind of stops this, and he didn't even warp home with everything. He left enough to continue to kill the bases over there, and warped home with enough to hold this. So
God, SOS is so perfect.
Yeah, he's really dealing with everything.
Just so perfect.
Can't really ask for better play than what he's shown here.
Damn. Okay. Well won.
Well won
from the $1 Million Man.
you know, he kind of dismantled Shine there. Shine actually, funnily enough, with that Baneling bust, did a great job and kind of got ahead. But going into 2-base Swarm Host on like the longest map ever, maybe if it was like Habitation Station, that would have been reasonable. But on this map,
it started out very weird though. That delayed cannon rush and the Lings actually getting in there. I mean, that's not something that you can even really practice for because you're very rarely in those situations. You practice so that you don't get in those spots on both sides.
That is true.
There they are, stuck in a situation where they're, one person has to win this. It's Code S, everything's on the line, and SOS did it. We're going to go to our next PVZ after this short break.